I slow down my breath,
What is happening?
I slow down the mind.
I'm detoxing, Joe.
When I slow down the breath,
I just had a really traumatizing experience falling off of that block.
the mind.
And I need to,
When I
get in touch with my inner Zen again. Because I'm about to strangle a puppy.
the mind. I breathe in peace,
You breathe in peace?
and I breathe out
No, I breathe out.
stress.
Stress.
I breathe in peace, and I breathe out stress. I breathe in peace, and I breathe out
You know what to do.
stress.
That's right.
Oh.
I am exactly where I need to be.
That's right.
It sounds like this guy's got a lot of baggage.
Where I need to hit you with that.
I got coffee in my system. A second cup, in fact.
You have a second cup now.
Tim Hortons this time.
Yeah, Tim Hortons, not Bigby.
All right, that's enough affirmations.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm back in it.
Are you good?
I had a really bad time that last episode.
Oh, okay.
I fell off that block a good 5-6 times before I finally nailed it. I did it off camera because I didn't want to subject people to that again, but that sucked.
Hey, at least you don't enjoy hardcore clown sex, so there's worse things. Well, now you do.
I don't count the calories of my partner either.
That's true. You do not count the calories of your partner.
We went through quite the rabbit hole since our last episode, going through like baggage of people.
Yeah. Wow.
That was a lot.
Huh?
We're done there. Now, another banger.
Great.
Let's get in there.
The true faces of evil.
That's a happy face.
Boil the big bully.
That's right, we're going to bully the bully.
Bully, bully.
Bully, bully.
Bully. Well, by the way, welcome back, everybody.
Hello, welcome back to Mario 64.
Hell yeah. The, what is it, 120 star journey?
Yeah, the 120 star journey. It starts now.
What? Technically, didn't it start at the beginning of this?
No, it starts now.
But we already have 40.
No,
How could we just start it now?
Yeah, we're starting now. This is where the bar starts.
What do you mean?
Yeah, everything that happened before this, that was the prequel.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah,
okay.
no, the real story starts now.
Just the prologue.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the prologue.
Okay. Oh, we got him. Bam.
Yeah, we got him on the ropes.
Ka-bam.
Got him on the ropes.
You're not gonna bam.
That's right.
And a bam.
Dead.
Man.
Fucking murdered.
Mario looking like me when I help out little kids at the store. Just kicking them in the face. Get out.
Get the fuck out of my store.
God.
You loitering kids. We did it! I got a store! All it took was a little bit of bullying.
God, little kids in the store is like David Spade on meth. It's like you just want them out of your store.
Yeah.
You just like David Spade's bad enough, but like you just get him out.
It's like having like Rob Schneider in your comedy movie. Like,
Yeah.
when he's there, you're like, oh, okay, fine. But when he's finally gone, you're like, oh, euphoria.
Yeah, right.
It's like nobody asked for you to be here. You just
No.
introduced yourself into this Adam Sandler comedy.
But did we talk about the fact that Adam Sandler just won the Mark Twain Award for comedy?
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Good for him, in fact.
Yeah. It was like last month it was in April. Now it's May.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's gonna be May.
I was just
anyway,
thinking that.
I was watching because they had a whole bunch of obviously his comedian pals and stuff like that. Rob Schneider and David Spade and Chris Rock and all that kind of stuff came up and said some nice words. Obviously joked with them too. Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, Buscemi was there. Conan hosted it.
Yep. And yeah, it was super entertaining. But I don't know. There was something about listening to all those people go up and talk about him and stuff.
Yeah.
And like seeing his family and everything. I was kind of nice little soft spot in my heart for Adam Sandler. I was like, oh, this is nice.
He deserves it.
Yeah. So
I'd say, like, I don't like a large majority of his movies, but I like the guy. I think he's a good actor.
yeah.
I think he's funny.
Yeah, he's a good overall dude, and good for him. That's well deserved.
Adam Sandler is one of those comedians and actors that I think gets put into like the the toilet humor box.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like a lot of people think he's just like a subpar comedian, but like, I don't know. He's
I mean, the big thing is that he's. If it wasn't for a lot of his comedy, there's a lot of other comedy probably wouldn't exist.
Oh yeah.
You know, as weird as that is to say, considering like there are some of the movies that we talk about, like Jack and Jill. It's like the Dunkachino.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like, really, like this is the best we can. But like, he had a lot of SNL skits that are still popular to this day, like Opera Man and stuff. To like all of his classics, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore. Like, we can go up and down the list, and like, no matter what, from every generation, he's got a movie that's quotable.
Yeah.
As well, and yeah, I just think there's a lot. We've seen a lot of the bad, unfortunately, in more recent times. He's had a couple of good ones, but I mean, the body of work speaks for itself.
Oh sure.
And, yeah, he's been doing it a long time, and he knows how to do it. So.
He does, absolutely.
Because I just always think of like, yeah, Nicolas Cage, he like did everything, but there's a nice gap of time where you just didn't see him in like anything.
Yeah, he was like in small indie movies that were like straight to DVD.
Right. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, last couple years, he came back with a vengeance and been in like 3 or 4 pretty big films.
I think he said, like, admitted that like he was really bad with his money for a while, and he was literally just like paying off debts. And now he's at a point in his life where he's paid off all of his debts. He actually like is on stable footing where he can be selective with what he does. So
yeah, we're
now in that era where he's just picking movies because he finds them fascinating, not because he needs a check.
It's also interesting to hear like somebody like
wow, the timing of that couldn't be perfect.
Yeah, right. Oh, that was interesting too.
Yeah.
But it's also interesting to hear like somebody like Pedro Pascal like speak so highly of like Nicolas Cage and a lot of his like prior work and stuff, and how, because like, you know, I think there's, you know, you get to a point where I think a lot of people have only seen like Nicolas Cage via memes and stuff, and people are like
people forget that he was once like an Oscar like nominated actor for pretty consistently for a while there.
And he's like a Shakespeare like trained actor, and he, you know, he kind of he was more he treats himself more as in a more serious role kind of thing.
He does.
So, but it's interesting to hear like, especially with somebody like Pedro, who's like blown up over the last, you know, couple years, whatever, with the shows and movies that he's done.
Quite a bit so.
And everybody absolutely loves Pedro now.
He's great. Oh yeah. Deserves it.
But to hear him like, yeah, actually Nicolas Cage, there's like certain movies that I did that like I based my character off of a couple of things that he was doing in like this movie or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is like, you know, it really does speak to like these forgotten people in cinema and stuff that, you know, you just don't think you don't really think about in like a serious way, I guess.
Yeah.
But like what they've done is actually pretty influential, like overall in terms of their body of work.
Yeah, I think I was actually thinking about this today because I'm a big fan of like David Lynch and like a lot of his works and stuff, and some of them can get a little out there and weird. Like Dune is weird, Twin Peaks is weird, Blue Velvet is weird. Did it again.
The sequel.
And I feel like a lot of his works were kind of like frowned upon for whatever reason because they were like too weird or too artsy, but he generally wanted to make the movies that he wanted to make. And I feel like it's until now where I feel like people have an appetite for that stuff, and like horror movies now especially are like very like loved and accepted, and you could sit down and watch a Midsummer and they're actually like beloved, and people are willing to tolerate that stuff more so now than they used to be. And I feel like Nicolas Cage kind of falls into a similar camp of like he's very out there and very crazy and weird, and a lot of people at the time when he was relevant were probably like, maybe he's a little too much and a little too like hammy, but I feel like now people can actually like appreciate him a lot more. I feel like he would have thrived a lot more nowadays.
I would agree.
Than he would have back then.
Yeah, well, that's right. It's back there.
Yeah. That was the end of the trail when it falls off, so that's why I jumped off.
Oh, okay. There's been a nice trend that's been happening recently where people that, were maybe not, they hadn't been getting jobs recently. Like, all of a sudden they're getting, like, their major comebacks and stuff. You've seen, between Everything Everywhere All at Once and In the Whale and, seeing all those actors, like, kind of get, like, this second coming, if you will, and, like, get their dues, if you will. It's nice. It's just nice to see, like, these actors that, Hollywood kind of left in the dust, but, like, they made their comeback, and they're getting kind of what they deserved for all the work that they had done, 20 years prior or whatever. So
yeah, I don't talk about it a lot, but Quentin Tarantino was one of those people that, like, really started that trend of, like, taking, like, actors that were once, like, big and beloved, like John Travolta when he was in Boogie Nights, and saying, like, okay, let's bring him back because he wasn't really getting a whole lot of work, and put him in, like, Pulp Fiction or like these actors that are, like, underutilized and aren't getting their dues. Like, let's give them a role that's, like, actually, like, respects their talents. Yeah, and I feel like that happens a lot more these days.
Right.
I was really close.
I almost fell in the tomato soup.
Yeah,
no, you did. Tomato soup, too hot.
It's too hot. It's too spicy.
Too spicy.
What was the one baggage thing I like have routinely throw, like, boiling soup at my ex-boyfriends?
She threw boiling soup at 2 of her previous ex-boyfriends.
So good.
Wait, what? What?
What?
Why? That's suable.
Like, why is that her go-to?
This is how I break up with my boyfriends.
That's like the real test. That's the litmus test. Is like they take them on, like, the second date, and they specifically like, yeah, let's have soup for dinner. And if it doesn't go well, then she throws it at them.
Oh my god.
That's how they know they passed.
I would be if I got that. That's gonna make me paranoid now. Like, hey, when you want to go out for soup? No, actually, I don't.
Please don't.
I'll do anything else other than go out for soup now.
Like, now she is known as the woman.
She's known as Soup Lady.
Yeah. So now it's like, do you want to go out for soup? Like, oh fuck. No. She's, like, recognized at like fine dineries that serve, like, soup, and when she ever asks for it, she's like, no, can't do it.
She has a table reserved for her now that's just in an enclosed area, so that way there's no splatter.
There's no splash zone. The waiter comes out with, like, a face shield.
Yep. We already know what you're having.
Yeah. I wish you the best of luck, buddy.
EMTs are on standby. Ready with some Neosporin on deck.
They have a burn kit. Like, you're gonna need it, brother.
But what if it goes well? Well, we haven't seen it happen yet, sir.
Yeah,
so.
There's been a lot of you that's come here.
She's never dated Brian, though, so yeah, you're the first one of those.
Prepare for the worst, expect the best.
Yep. Whatever you do not try the bisque. That one will kill you.
It's like he was the one that was making the suggestion to have, like, tomato soup, and the waiter's like, no, maybe don't do that.
No,
maybe you don't do that.
You definitely want the gazpacho.
Yeah.
You don't want to go hot.
Like the waiter's trying to actively, like, turn him towards, like, cold soup.
Trust me, you want this, but I don't. But trust me, dude, you want this.
You're
gonna want this, dude. If you want your mom to ever recognize you ever again, you're gonna want this soup.
Did you see the thing about like a bunch of Pentagon secrets getting leaked on Discord?
Yeah,
I
did.
It was on, like, a Minecraft Discord.
Yeah.
This
what was the dude's? Do you remember what the server name was?
No, I don't. I just remember it was a Minecraft server, but, like,
it was so funny.
The fucking dude is, like, talking to, like, 14-year-olds and 13-year-olds, and he's, like, trying to show off, like, oh, I work in the Pentagon. And like, no, you don't. Prove it. And he just casually
gives out the secrets.
State secrets of, like, spies or, like, any sort of information we have on, like, Russia and, like, the Ukraine. Just How do you just nonchalantly have... First of all, why do you have that?
Right.
Like, on standby to a point where you can just dump that on places. And also, like, why? They're 14-year-olds.
Oh my god. The name of the private Discord server was called Thug Shaker Central. Are you fucking serious? And this had secretly, like, security secrets in
Like,
it.
why?
Come on, man.
What's funny is this happened again. There was another thing that happened where I think it was like this Air Force dude or somebody that's trained in like the air division, Naval Air Division. He was like looking to get some like extra scratch because I guess like his girlfriend was like pregnant and they were looking to start like a new life and a family. So he goes to this like website that's like, it's clearly like a parody website. They're like hire mercenaries.
Yeah. Oh my god, I remember this. Yeah.
And he like actively like applies to it. He's like, hey, like, you know, I have like extensive history in killing people. Like I'm really proficient in murdering people. And he keeps on like hounding these guys, going like, I want to follow up on my application because, like, listen, man, I can make people go away. So the people that were running the website got so concerned that they got the FBI involved. Like, hey, listen, you need to watch out for this dude because he's actively saying, like, explaining in great detail how he's killed people, to the point where the FBI created like a sting operation where they met in like this park and they're like, so you're the guy, right? Yeah. So he's like, I'm gonna give you $5,000. Can you off this person? He's like, oh yeah, I can make him go away. Cool. Slaps cuffs on him.
Yeah.
And it's like, now we're in a scenario where if they hire new people to like join like the military or any sort of division, they're like, now they have to give a seminar on like Discord and have that conversation. And like, what the fuck? Here's where we are now in 2023.
Oh my god.
Just crazy. And that happened like so soon after that Minecraft Discord
It was
thing.
like almost immediately after.
And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
Oh my god, dude.
And like, it wasn't even like...
Like, why are these people... So, like specifically, like, I have nothing against, like, you know, if supposedly this kid had this security clearance to have all this stuff. But, like, why? Like, even if I, like, for me, if I heard, like, a 30-year-old had, like, access to these Pentagon circuits, I'd be like... maybe not. I'm not ageist or anything like that against, like, but like when it comes to this kind of stuff, I kind of prefer old school technology when it comes to, and just who should have this stuff. I feel like somebody that's been there, done that should have it, not some kid that's been in the military for 2 years.
Like, I get stressed out handling, like, account information or, like, dealing with, like, financial stuff for my store that I run on a daily basis. Like, I'm stressed about it. I'm like, should I have this information? Like, why are you trusting me with this? Like, the fact that you have, like, state secrets that could actively put the lives of, like, people in jeopardy because you decided to show off for some fucking preteens.
Oh, my God. It's so funny.
It's crazy.
It's so funny. Oh, my God.
I just don't get it.
It's funny only because of how, like, insane it is.
It is.
It's just insane that this is a thing. This is a thing that we talk about in 2023.
Yeah.
That some random 21-year-old had access to Pentagon circuits, and the only reason he leaked it is because he wanted to impress some boys.
Yeah, he wasn't doing anything
It wasn't
noble.
even of his ilk. Like, 7 years younger than him. Like, what are you trying to impress 14-year-olds? You're 21.
Right, yeah.
Don't you have better stuff to do?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it has not, like, don't get me wrong, too, like, there are plenty of 20-year-olds out there that are more mature than 70-year-olds.
Oh, yeah.
Like, some people just, they mature differently, and some people just don't know how to grow up.
Some people just know how to, like, stop and think about their actions before they do it.
Right, exactly. And, you know, it's just... So, I mean, like, it really comes down to who you give this information to. Like, I don't know, maybe have a little bit more vetting than just, oh, this guy's part of the military, he'll be fine.
A little bit more vetting, and also, like, banks have, like, secure servers that makes it so if any transaction happens, you know how to trace it, you know where it's going, and you know that you have to have, like, a lot of security clearance and, like, you know,
because apparently this happened 3 months ago before it got people found out.
Yeah. And I'm like, if these are like state secrets that could like potentially like harm like a lot of people,
Right.
and like completely like just ruin the trust of like people, why do you just have this on a computer where you play Minecraft on?
Minecraft.
Like, who just has state secrets just lying around next to their fucking homework folder?
Oh, don't make me put out the point like witty.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, how do you just do this, and how did nobody notice that he just had this? Like, nobody checked in to be like, hey, where are these files going?
Yeah.
It's just, I just don't get it. I don't understand how that happens.
Yeah. Is this Nessie?
Nessie! Before it was Plessy.
That's right. Before it was Plessy. There was Nessie in this game, but Plessy in the other one.
Sorry.
Ouch.
Sorry, bud. I need to use your head.
I don't want to use my head. Ah!
He is. Okay, cool. He is just Rex.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think it's very nice to call Nessie a swimming beast in a cavern. Like,
No, it's not.
very docile creature. Like,
It has a name. It's just hanging out.
Yeah.
Mario's the real menace here.
yeah. Hey, I'm gonna sit right on your back until you put your head down.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna climb on your head and jump off.
I'm gonna rupture your spine because I need a star. I mean, this is the same person that used to.
Nice.
They used to punch Yoshi in the back of the head so Yoshi would do his thing.
That's true.
So Mario is like cruel to animals. Again,
So-
he's a soulless husk of a character.
Yeah, it's true. It keeps coming back to that. He is truly a soulless husk of a character.
He is a monster.
Yeah. And of course, some people will try to value. He's just trying to point forward. He's not actually punching you in the back. It's like, check the tape.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, and when somebody punches a dog, it's because they're just aggressively petting it.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the whimpers means it likes it.
Yeah, it means it's happy. It means it enjoys it.
Yeah.
You know? Just like with the one dude, it's like, I'm counting my girlfriend's calories because I care about her well-being and all that. It's like, yeah, sure you do.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's not fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't care what your intentions are.
I don't care what your intentions are. If you are fully intending on counting your girlfriend's calories for whatever reason that you have,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Just stop.
That just makes the other person insecure.
Just stop being weird.
Yeah.
Is this where... Oh, this is where we go to get the metal cap. Fuck it. Oh, no, actually, this is where the red coins are. Okay, we're good. I needed to be here.
Hey, you get the metal cap.
Metal cap.
Does this mean that you can now go back to unless do you have to get through this and then you unlock it?
Yes. I mean, I just have to hit this button and
Oh, okay.
boom, metal cap is unlocked.
Nice.
But I also need to get the red coins.
Oh, there was red coins down here.
Yeah. That's what I was originally looking for, and forgot this also happened to be where the metal cap was.
Hell yeah, get that metal cap.
Hell yeah, brother. Okay, turn the camera.
I will say, like, the metal Mario was like such a big part of like Mario lore for a little while there, and then they just like, we're not gonna use that anymore.
Yeah, he was one of the final bosses of Smash Brothers 1.
Right.
Like he was right before Master Hand, you had to fight Metal Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, Metal Mario is like something that is like completely gone away from Mario canon outside of Smash Brothers.
Right. Exactly. They even have because the metal, that little metal power up, or whatever. They stopped using it after the first Smash Bros. Or was it after Melee? Because I don't think they use it in any of the newer ones.
I don't think so. You might be right.
Yeah.
They might have had like a metal Metal Mario team or something like that at some point.
Sure.
Because I think they had.
Yeah, I
other
think they did.
versions of the
Yeah.
characters.
I think you're right.
But I don't remember.
Huh.
Oh, I guess I haven't done them.
Yeah, because Pyro and Myth will come out in July, so.
I'm surprised it took that long.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised it's taking that long for them to do that too, but.
Smash Brothers is one of those things that I feel like is so like outside of like. It feels like it was a lifetime ago at this point, since that was a relevant thing.
It's weird to me too that somehow they've made, because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe like came out so long ago.
Yeah.
And the fact that they've been able to keep it relevant for so long.
Yeah.
And not make a 9 is pretty impressive by Nintendo, honestly.
I feel like
that the price of that game has not gone down since it came out.
Nope.
And now it's just making even more money because of the DLC.
Oh yeah. I feel like we're not getting a 9 on the Switch, and they're probably saving it for whatever their next thing is going to be.
What do you think? Where do you think they go from the Switch? Because I still believe, because if I remember correctly, they said that this was supposed to be a 10-year system.
They did.
So, like, 2027 is the earliest we're going to see a new system. I don't see them coming out with a different version of the Switch past the OLED now.
No.
So, like, where do they go from here? Like, what's the next system look like? What does it do?
I feel like they should just stick with the Switch concept and just make a more powerful Switch.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at this point, they don't have a handheld. Mm-hmm. And Nintendo has always been a handheld company.
Right.
And the Switch is like the perfect storm / hybrid of those two things.
Right.
That I feel like it would be very foolish for them to all of a sudden say, hey, we're going to make a dedicated handheld system. And also a console.
Yeah, I don't know. It's It's weird to think about, because it's like, where do you go from here? Mm-hmm. But, like, you know, I feel like they've done pretty well improving the Switch itself from where it started with the OLED. I mean, not, you know, it's not perfect, obviously, but, like, you know, it's pretty impressive for what it does.
Honestly, my only problem I have with the Switch is, like, just power. Like, it's a very outdated, like, thing, and...
Yeah.
God, like, playing third-party games on there is absolutely the shits.
Yeah, try to play Witcher 3 on here.
God, that game actually like runs way better than it has any right to. But like,
yeah,
even playing little things like the new Sonic or whatever, like they can barely hold like a stable frame rate. They look like absolute dick.
Like anybody that comes to the store that I work with, GameStop, they keep seeing, you know, the delays on the Switch port for Hogwarts Legacy, and I'm like, everybody says the same thing.
That shit's getting canceled.
How is the Switch going to run Hogwarts Legacy?
There's no way.
How?
There's a reason it's being delayed. They don't know.
Like, that's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Well, I mean, by the time this episode probably comes out, it'll be out. But
yeah.
I'll be very curious on how that game runs. Because just based off of my own experiences from playing like other like third-party games like The Witcher or I'm trying to think. There's I'm trying to think of
Doom. I played Doom on the Switch.
Doom wasn't terrible.
It ran it okay.
I noticed an issue with the music.
Yes.
That was the main thing I noticed, but when that came out, I didn't have an issue with that.
Yeah.
Trying to think of the ones that, like, Guardians of the Galaxy, they had like that cloud version. I'm trying to think of the ones that have like the cloud versions
I was
of
gonna
themselves.
say that's the problem, is like all Switch 30-party games are cloud ones. Like when they released fucking Kingdom Hearts on the Switch, it's only cloud, and I'm like, that game came out in 2004,
right, on
the PS2. You tell me you can't run it on the goddamn Switch?
Right, exactly. Ugh.
That's just lazy.
Cloud version.
It's so dumb. It's gross. I don't want to play games on the cloud.
Yeah,
I know that's where we're headed. And I've seen examples where cloud games work, but
I don't think we are, to be honest with you. I mean, evident if it is where we're heading, it's far off still at this point, because after what I've seen from Google Stadia and those platforms, and they just completely flopped.
Yeah.
Like I don't see. There's not a line that I see getting crossed where digital just overtakes physical and they just stop it.
I like the way Microsoft handles cloud stuff, because they present it as an option, not as you do it this way or you don't do it at all. It actually works really well.
Right. Well, I just saw an interview with Phil Spencer where he was like, he's basically has the understanding that they know who they are, and they know that it doesn't matter. He was talking the other day about he understands that from the the real shame for Xbox and Microsoft is that they essentially lost the previous generation,
quite handedly too.
Right, exactly, and he understands that too.
Yeah,
it was a shame that they lost that generation so much, because that would have been it's kind of crucial.
Yeah, it is.
It was kind of a crucial turning point for the video game industry, the Xbox One, PS4 generation.
Yeah, they misread the room heavily.
Yeah, and he also understands too that, or at least he says he understands that, as much as we want to make have these exclusive like great games and stuff like that on there, that like if Starfield ends up being an 11 out of 10 game, people aren't going to immediately start selling their PS5s.
That's true.
Like, which is like it's pretty refreshing, honestly, to hear from like a guy that's ahead of the thing, where he's basically just being honest.
He's always been like that.
Yeah, and
even back before he was running the ship, he was always like, "Yeah, we're kind of fucking this up."
Yeah. So,
I read that, and I saw a lot of people are talking about it because Redfall released in a really piss poor state. Which is a shame because I really like Arcane.
There was no advertising for Redfall. Remember Redfall like got announced or whatever that was last year or whatever, and like
E3.
Holy shit, this thing looks amazing, and like people are going nuts for it and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this. Since then, where was the advertisements for it?
Nothing. Yeah.
Like this was supposed to be Microsoft's like big game other than Starfield.
Yeah.
And they knew that that was getting postponed until holiday season of this year. So like this was supposed to be their big game for the first half of 2023, and they just botched it by not advertising.
Yeah. And not giving it the time that it needed to.
Yeah,
to be
it's
good.
like, what the hell, guys? I think that's the most frustrating thing about the AAA video game industry right now, is that a lot of these developers, they're getting, and a lot of these, shareholders and all this kind of stuff, they're just getting way too impatient, and they're just dumping these games out way too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Happened with Cyberpunk. They got pressured by their shareholders and crap. It's happened, with Redfall. It's happened with Hogwarts Legacy. It happened with what was the most Jedi Survivor. As well.
That just has some issues.
Yeah. So like, it's just.
It's a shame.
It's a shame. It really is.
It is. I largely agree with everything that Phil Spencer had to say, because I mean, I like the way that they handle their business practices outside of like the games and all that. I feel like they could put more emphasis on like getting new studios with new IPs and making good games.
The funny thing is with Xbox too, they have put an emphasis on getting new studios and like, different genres of games on their systems recently, and they just don't do anything with them.
Yeah,
which is like Double Fine.
Yeah.
Like, they bought Double Fine, and what's gonna happen with that?
Yeah.
Like, Psychonauts 2 isn't an exclusive to just Xbox.
Right.
So like, are they gonna do anything with Double Fine, or are they just buying up stuff just for the hell of it?
They probably will. I mean, granted, with a grain of salt, I mean, they did just finish like Psychonauts 2, so they're probably not gonna have anything anytime soon. But,
I mean, true.
But I feel like with Microsoft, it's like they're slowly buying studios, and it's going to take a while for them to like make good on those investments. So right now they're focusing on like building like Game Pass and xCloud and making it so you don't have to just be like handcuffed to like a dedicated box. Because they've kind of put themselves in a nice position where they don't have to worry too much about the consumer only buying the Xbox, because now they're making a lot of money over like PC people.
Oh yeah.
So they're going to be fine. The one problem I have with Phil Spencer's like statement is like he said that great games aren't going to move the needle, and it's not going to help people buy more Xboxes, which is true to an extent. But I think he's missing. He's missing a point. He's missing the point that they also have a dedicated user base that is also looking for that and is hungry for that. And also, the Switch is not exactly a fucking young buck of a system, nor is it a powerful one. But people are buying that shit on a regular basis for Zelda for a system that is largely outdated and is probably out the door in like a year or two. So like there's clearly like, and granted Nintendo has a far more like powerful library than Microsoft does in terms of IPs, but there is something to it.
You could also argue that Xbox had a chance and still has a chance to have a catalog that is competitive enough with a Sony. Yeah. Maybe not with Nintendo. They've been stockpiling their IPs for forever.
Sony has too.
And yeah, I mean Sony has too. I do feel like Nintendo has more iconic like franchises more than Sony does now. Yeah. I think Sony did have some, but then they've let some go.
Yeah. I think they still do. They just don't utilize all of them.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that. So like they've had, and when they first started, like think about the games that blew up for them. You know, freaking Halo. I would say like even.
Oh, I'm getting coins.
They had what was that? They had like Jet Set Radio Future and a Jade Cocoon.
Link's Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah.
They had Shenmue for a while there too.
I mean, they had that one Conquer game that was on there as well. Like, I mean, it's not like they didn't have. And then from there, you know, the 360 era, I feel like the 360 Xbox, the original Xbox was there to like set Microsoft into the game world, and then the 360 area should have been for them to really build out their catalog.
Yeah.
But essentially, really all they did was they just allowed random developers to put games on their system, and they didn't really build anything off of it.
They did have a lot of like diversity in terms of like the IPs that they had.
Yeah.
At the start, I mean, they launched with like Final Fantasy 12 being exclusive on their thing, and that was a pretty big get. And they did have a lot of like RPGs and Japanese RPGs that Sony didn't get to, and
right.
They did have a pretty extensive catalog of games, and that's also they're also in the lead, and that is also considering that the 360 was like one of their biggest like misfires in terms of like the Red Ring of Death that cost them billions of dollars.
Right.
But they still managed to like beat Sony like 3-1.
Yeah.
And like there's something to be said there about that.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. They just I don't know. I feel like Xbox has always been one step away from being like truly competitive.
Yeah.
And they've always that one step away, they've just never been able to overcome it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really as simple as that. And whatever that takes, whether it's just making better IPs that are exclusive to Xbox, or sustaining a good player base and being able to build off of that. Like, I don't know, they've just done
that's all right.
They've just done a little, just not enough, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so
just not enough.
Yeah, but
give me my star.
Give me my star. Okay, Mario.
Okay.
You gotta shake me down. Put away the shiv.
Give me your lunch money.
Well, I think that's good enough for this episode.
Yeah, I'll wrap up that level in the next one.
There we go. Well, until next time, everybody, just stare at Mario's beautiful face. He's coming to get you.
Oh, baby. You pick me up. Did you buy Nintendo Switch? Don't buy GameStop stocks anymore. It's a bunch of garbage.
Wow, he's just staring into our soul now. Oh, God. See you, everybody.
Bye-bye.